Alrighty, good afternoon to you all. Happy February 3rd, 2025. Hope you guys are well on this lovely Monday afternoon. We got a lot to talk about, guys. The weather world is about to get very, very active as far as this week, the second week of February, and the week of February. We could be looking at multiple shots of severe weather, multiple storms with some ice, some snow. And then as we get towards the second half, third week of February, we're looking at possibly a repeat of what we saw early January with another Arctic blast that could bring the threat for some dangerous winds, very cold temperatures, as well as the threat for multiple winter storms in the Ohio Valley, the Midwest, and the Northeast, and possibly maybe into the Deep South. We'll have to take a look at that and see what our models do. But I want to start out with our average and below average temperature trends that we're seeing right now. The orange, the red, the pink colors that you're these indicate above average temperatures. If you're down into the lower Ohio Valley, down in the Deep South, down into Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, we're going to be seeing temperatures into the 70s, into the 80s, and possibly a couple 90s with some record-breaking temperatures down into Texas, Louisiana, into the Gulf Coast. So if you're in those areas, enjoy this warm week that you guys have because it's going to be the last one we have for a good amount of time as we go towards that second week of February. Now, up here into the blue shaded areas, we have what's called below average temperatures. These basically indicate what your average high is. Subtract that by, 30, 25, 20 degrees. So if you're 30 degrees in, say, Montana for average month of February, what you typically average, you subtract 15 to 20 degrees below that, we could see temperatures below zero, especially as we get toward the end of this week, following week of February, that second week. So this is normal. This is what we have in February. We're going to have this up and down temperature trends. It's usually the biggest fluctuation of temperatures as we go into the year. February typically represents that as far as that goes. Typically, in February as well is a very active month for severe weather slash winter weather as well. So we're going to be talking about that. And this is where we're going to be focused on for severe weather as we go towards this week. We're going to have two shots, one on Wednesday and Thursday, and then one on Saturday and Sunday of the end of where the Ohio Valley, the Mississippi, and the Ozarks here could see portions of low wind. Not looking at anything significant right now, big time outbreak or any of that, but this would be enough to cause, alert for type of severe weather. So make sure you have your plans in place, your tornado action plans in place, severe weather plans in place in case you get the shot for some severe weather as we go into week. Now, another thing I want to show you guys here, this is going to be our European model run. I'm going to start showing this one because I'm a little bit more confident with our Euro, and we'll talk about our other model runs on our stream later on tonight. But here is our European model run. This is our jet stream. You can see what we have is a zonal jet stream across majority of the United States. There is a ridge that is set up, and that's what's allowing all of these warm temperatures to build this week here. A ridge typically is what we call a heat dome. It allows for very, very warm and above average temperatures build, and you guys can see on the top left of your screen up here, this is what we call our next low pressure system. Basically going to dip down with our subtropical, or not our subtropical, but our zonal jet stream here, and move through the Midwest and Ohio Valley and give us a shot for some ice, snow, and then some weather down into the Ohio Valley. I'm really going to get into more about that icing potential as we go towards the middle of this week. The little dip in the jet stream here, this is going to be our system on Wednesday. Like I said, cold front stalled to the west here, warm front to the north of that low, and then we'll have ice and snow up here and severe weather down here, lower half of the Ohio Valley. Now, as we get toward the end of the week, we're going to have another little drop in the jet stream here that's going to allow for another system to move through on Saturday and Sunday. We could see a more potent winter storm with some ice, some snow, severe weather, with a zonal jet stream from the west to the northeast again, giving us that more cold air influction out of Canada. This is going to help aid into that second Arctic blast that'll be coming in as we go to the second portion, third portion of February. And then as we get past the 12th and 13th of February, we really start to see the models paint the picture of a major negative AO. It's basically our Arctic oscillation, which is allow for multiple shots and multiple strong winter, major fall potential. I really think as we go towards that second and third February, trend continues this cold down, we are going to have a shot from big snow events for the Ohio Valley, for the Midwest, the Great Lakes, and Northeast. That's we are set up here that we really like if you like snowfall. So just something to be mindful of. There also will be a threat for some weather down in Dixie Alley as we get to that, but that is uncertain as we kind of go through that time right now. We're starting to figure that out and learn that as we go through time. But very, very active weather coming, guys. I expect us to be very, very busy over the next couple of times. And that, that Arctic air mass models are showing in place here, going to be in place for a good amount of time. Now, another thing I want to show you guys here, this is what we call our supercell composite model. This is like a Colorado State University basically issues these based off of their severe weather predictions. They're very, very highly noted of being accurate with their forecasts, etc. This is our week 1 supercell composite. This basically shows us where the threat for isolated tornadoes, damaging winds at based off of the supercell threat, which is that individual storm, that rotating updraft that you get that causes significant severe weather. And this is where we're going to be focused at this week. We're going to be having the Ozarks, the portions of East Oklahoma, Northeast Texas here, all the way up into the Ohio Valley. For this week, this is valid until February the 9th. Then I want you guys to pay attention to something here. This is where things get a little bit more interesting. We get closer down to Dixie Alley on week 2. This will be Valentine's week, so East Texas. I expect this number to kind of go up and down a little bit as we get closer to this, but I want you guys to see this. Look at our week 3. This is significant. We could be looking at, this is 3 weeks out. We're going to watch this. We're going to wait for things to get in range with this. But CSU very confident in some type of severe weather outbreak, et cetera, tornado outbreak, et cetera, as we get toward the 3rd week of February. So we'll watch this. We'll keep you guys updated on this and go from there. Friend with that. I want to get back to our model runs here and kind of talk about what we're going to be seeing with our precip over the couple of days here. And very warm, very dry for majority of the first half of the week. As we get into Wednesday and Thursday, we start to see these isolated showers pop up. This is where that threat for weather will be at on Wednesday and Thursday. This will continue Wednesday afternoon and then we'll get a second round on Thursday across Kentucky down into Tennessee and possibly Virginia or two. And then we get to see those red and pink colors popping up and significant icing. I'm getting very, very concerned for a significant icing from northern Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, southern Michigan, southern Wisconsin, and down into Pennsylvania, and then up into the Northeast. The snow is going to be more prolapsed for Minnesota, northern Minnesota, and northern Wisconsin up towards UP, Michigan. So not thinking a big blockbuster snow event with this one. There will be some snow with it. That'll work its way to the east, and then we'll get our second winter storm that comes in. This will have a better shot at some snow for Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota, Wisconsin, and then ice. You see that red popping up, and then a cold front with a very more significant cold front that could have a little bit more of a severe weather threat with it. And then we start to see those blue isobars pop up. And that is our first shot at Arctic air coming down out of Canada. Not the big one. That'll be as we get towards the second half and 3rd week of February. This will start the 2nd week of February off. And we'll start to go into more of the realm of things as we get closer to that. I'll do more of a deep dive for severe weather and our snowfall totals and ice totals on the stream later on tonight. This is another thing that I want to show you guys here. Let's go to our 850 temperature anomalies as show us where we can see below average and above average at. Now, on the map right here, everybody's pretty much above average unless you live in Montana, North Dakota, or South Dakota. But as we go into the later half of the week, you start to see some cold air slip down as we go towards the Saturday, Sunday timeframe with this troughing moving through. And then as we get towards that 2nd week of February, we are all cold. First cold Arctic air mass comes in, and then look at this, guys. This is the big one that we're watching here that could impact majority of the Ohio Valley, the Midwest, the Great Lakes here, the Northeast. This would be significant for winter weather, possibly a blizzard or two, maybe even at that, if the models can trend with this. The models yesterday had it placed more over the plains. We're seeing it shift a little bit east, so the models are going to go back and forth, guys, updates as the models start to figure out what's going to happen with that. But other than that, guys, I appreciate y'all. Be safe, be weather aware, and have a happy Monday.